Hello and good morning. Where are we going to actually? Let me just make sure that I'm going to the right place. I guess so. I guess some people are here. If you're here, why not introduce yourself? Tell me who you are, where you're from, whatever you'd like. And hopefully, yes, you can hear me. I know. So, yes, I got a thumbs up. Very good. And just trying to make sure that I'm doing. I have one technical thing I'm just trying to figure out, but don't let that stop you from taking the time to say hello. Excellent. Teresa's here, and Rachel, Deborah, and Queenie, and Mineral Past, and Lisa, Sayantani. Lots of people. It's great. Deb, and Kathy, Joyce, and Helen. And Carrie and Karen. Not so nice people here today. It's Saturday morning, and even Corinne is here in south of France. Very good. Today is Dante Day. Possibly. Today is day 25 of the ongoing saga, Odyssey, should I say, that is Inktober, and it's taking the clamps off my sketchbook to make it be a bit flat. Sketchbook is getting pretty full now. About I'd say we're past the midway point. I'm not sure. We only have 6 days left, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rest of this sketchbook, because I'm obviously not going to fill it completely, but close to it. I think maybe it will need to be retired afterwards. You know, it's done its duty, and now it's going to be retired. Let's see. We have some ideas flopping out here. Zach is suggesting Hell's Pit. Yes. Well, let's have a look at what it is today, first of all, so we all know we're on the same page. And this page says day 25, Inferno. Inferno. Another infernal prompt. So what do you think, Inferno? Daniela from Switzerland. First time joining us live. Very good. Excellent. I'm glad that you're here. So far we have, well, Rachel is glad that we're on the home stretch, as is Kathy. So what do you think? What I've been thinking, what I plan to do is, as I mentioned yesterday, I have wanted to draw just a package, a box, a can, a bottle. I'm just kind of in that mode. I don't want to make up any more complex scenes. I just want to look at something and copy it and interpret it in some way. And I had planned to do it with shredded, because I was going to do some shredded wheat. And I think a couple of other people have done shredded wheat as well. But I didn't. I ended up doing Nightmare Before Christmas. Close. No, I ended up doing Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. So, have any of you come up with ideas that you'd like to share? Allison in Jamaica, or Sylvia? Fire in some form. Yeah, for some reason I'm not into atmospheric things. I mean, you're welcome to, of course, do whatever you want, but when it came to blast, I didn't want to do a blast off. So, I don't know. Renee is here from Austria. Renee, can you help us? Got any ideas? Well, anyway, I'll tell you what I'm planning to do. And I just thought of hot sauce. Hot, as they say it here. Hot sauce. Hot. I say hot sauce, and usually people say, wait, what? Hot. Hot, sauce, hot sauce. Not Tabasco necessarily, but I just wanted to draw something that might be infernally difficult to do, but we'll see. So Deborah wants to do Dante's Inferno. Okay, I mean the word Inferno is in Dante's Inferno, but what are you going to do? 7 circles of hell? Devils? Yeah. So I think we think of a word or verbal description that works, and sometimes it's difficult to translate it into a page in your sketchbook. So think about that. So far I've gotten one response, which is Kathy, who likes it. I don't know. Beverly is confused, understandably. Okay. Yes, it is Saturday. Oh, I'm here live on Saturday. This is my, 4th Saturday in a row? Every day I've been doing it. Storm in a teacup. Interesting. Inferno. I think of Infernos as being hot. Hot. Inferno. Jalapeno. Yeah, we could draw a jalapeno. I don't think I could spend a long time drawing a jalapeno. So I'm going to draw this something. A figure burning from within, fire pouring from the eyes, chest, or hands. Interesting. I'm drawing hot sauce. And I'm going to show you the hot sauce bottles. So you tell me. So I went and I did some research into what are some super hot sauces. And I found a bunch on the internet. And these are some of them. So this one is called Matasanos from Monoloco, which I think their full name was something like the Loco Monkeys. Monkeys that are loco, crazy monkeys. I liked it because I like the monkey, obviously. Monkey in a top hat. Sort of interesting. Could work in black and white. We'll see. So that was another one. This one is called Peppers Up. And it's got a jalapeno. Probably not a jalapeno, probably a much hotter than hot sauce. Pepper, excuse me. Being eaten by a skeleton wearing a sombrero. What do you think? So I like this. I think it could be fun to draw. And then we have this one, which is the one that appealed to me the most because it kind of already looks like one of my drawings. But this is Torchbearer Sauces, all natural zombie apocalypse sauce with 3 zombies holding a thing of sauce. Come on. My only argument with this drawing is that zombies don't show off their brains, because that would be like walking around with holding a cheeseburger. They eat brains, but they don't necessarily show them. But this one does. This particular one has. I like these drawings. I think it would be fun. So I think that this is probably the leader right now. Tell me if you have any violent objections or ideas. But failing that, I think I'm going to be drawing zombie apocalypse sauce. It's all natural, you know. So I could draw 2 bottles. No, I think I'm not going to be me. I'm going to be calm, and I'm just going to do one. Any thoughts? Any violent objections? That company is full of zombies and they've done terrible things? Yes. This is zombie apocalypse sauce is considered, I think it's not the hottest of hot. The hottest of hot ones had labels that look like medicine or something. These are like 7 or 8 out of 10. I think this one might be not 8 out of 10. But I'm thinking this. I'm thinking this one is like 7 or 8. I've never had it. I do like hot sauce, so yeah. All right, so Queenie likes the idea. I used to draw the labels on beer, whiskey, and bottles at my job in carton specs. What is carton specs? Tell me more about that. Carton specs. Is it like a place that made glasses for boxes? Interesting. I'd like to know more about it. All right. So this is where I'm going to start. So I'm going to start by drawing the whole bottle, and then I'm going to zoom in and focus on the label. But let's get this bottle. Let me get me out of the way here. And let's do it, man. Let's do this thing. Inferno, number 25. Maybe I'll do a brush pen. You know, because I think I don't want this to be too serious. You know, this feels like it needs to be a bit nutty. It needs to be a bit nutty. It's this is not a serious business. It might be seriously hot though. But I want to focus on this label and really give it its due. So yeah, so we're just going to do something simple like that. I think I'm going to probably draw the art with a proper pen though. Yeah, this feels nice and cartoony. There we go. Done. No. That would be far too easy. We've got to make this difficult. If it isn't painful, it isn't hot sauce, right? But maybe we will do like some stuff coming out of it. You know, maybe we should put some tone around the whole thing. You know? No, I did that yesterday. I think I'm just going to focus on the bottle. I'm just going to put it like the references. It's just going to be white on a white background. Jalapeno peppers. Jalapeno pepper is not hot enough, Francine. It is not hot enough. We'll have hot pizza for dinner. Yes, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything yet today, and yeah. Renee, yes, buy yourself a Pentel Pocket brush pen. Do it immediately. It's a very good product. Sound like an ad, but you can. Ooh, look at that! Wow, didn't even know that was the case. So yes, this is a refill, and it is in dire need of being refilled. But it's got a nice brush there. I don't want to get my fingers dirty. I have this one too, which is like wood. Let's see if it has a full cartridge in it. No, wow. It's kind of not very good either. Okay, what about this one? I want third one here, which is Japanese waves. Bit better, but the ink doesn't seem to be liquid. Okay. All right, so we'll have to rely on this guy if we need to do some more. Okay, but we don't. Right now we're going to focus on the label. Okay, so what do we have here? First of all, are my proportions good? Let me measure the proportions. 1, 2. It's like 1 wide. It's a little short. What I made is a little short, so I'm going to have to squeeze it a bit. Just going to kind of sketch in where the bits go. So this bottom of this label, yeah, see, I should have taken more time. I just kind of drew that thing without really measuring stuff, which means that I'm going to have to kind of make up my own proportions in the end. It would be nice to take my time here for once. Not just rush like a maniac, like a zombie. I guess zombies sometimes rush. They're the kind of zombies that move quickly, and there's the kind of zombies that kind of lurch around. These are fun drawings. Even if my proportions are off, and I'm going to probably change what they look like a bit. I do love zombie movies. I don't know about you. Some people. My wife, for instance, doesn't like post-apocalyptic movies. But I'm all in on the apocalypse. Bring it on. Well, don't actually. What am I saying? I just as soon not have an apocalypse if anybody watching has any control over that. Interesting way that this person draws faces. They're all kind of unshaven, these zombies. I guess that's the question. It's like, do zombies continue to grow hair? They might actually, because when you're dead, doesn't your hair keep growing and your fingernails keep growing or something like that, at least for a little while? So maybe that's a good question. If there are any zombie experts among us. I like his little sweater here with a stripe on it. Bit of brain here. It's making me really hungry. Maybe it's not the brain. Maybe I'm just hungry in general. Oh, this one's wearing glasses, I see. It's funny, I'm not familiar with this particular label, but a lot of times I find that when you draw a label that you do know well, it's interesting how many things you observe, particularly kind of a complex label. You start to discover all these things that you just kind of, even though it's something you've seen 1,000 times, you know. Like try and draw your toothpaste tube. See how much you actually know about your toothpaste. A lot of times I say to people, don't draw teeth when you draw a person, because it makes people look like, if you draw individual teeth, as opposed to just drawing like kind of one big thing of tooth, one like big, if you look at most comic books, like Superman doesn't have individual teeth. If he did, he would look like a jack-o'-lantern or something. Now but when it comes to something like this, which is sort of goofy, you do want to draw the teeth, I guess. But it also points out the reason why I generally tell you not to draw teeth. Because the people end up looking like, kind of like the way, a dumb character in a comic looks. Teeth going in different directions. See, all of my proportions are kind of off because I rushed to draw that outside of that bottle. I mean, I kind of wanted it to have the energy that you get from drawing quickly, but there's a price to pay, which is it throws off all the proportions. This one's wearing a hoodie. So there's little skulls running around the edges here. Sort of interesting. It might be too small for my drawing though. So I think I'm just going to put little circles for now. This side, maybe they can be there. Be a bit more recognizable. No, it's too small. Better just make them circles. It's a shame because it's kind of cool that they're skulls, but again, if I had drawn this bigger, maybe it would have been a different story, but it isn't. All right, let's see if we can get this type done. I like this lettering here. again, this is something that, if I'd been able to sketch it out or do something else, it might have been a little easier to get these proportions right, but I think I'll manage to get both words in there. I wonder if these zombies are anybody in particular, like might they be the guys who started the company or something? Because they seem very specific with this beard and the glasses. If you're drawing a generic zombie, that might not be stuff you think about. There's kind of like stuff back here too. There's like more skulls and things. Interesting. Okay. Gluten-free. Don't have any gluten in your zombie juice. Ryan has some suggestions about teeth. He says, when I do portraits, I usually draw the teeth negatively, focusing more on the shadows around the teeth, rather than the actual teeth themselves. Yeah, it's easy for the teeth to look like chiclets. Yes, I think you can draw like the gums, so you can draw like the gum, the edges of the gum. It's another way of dealing with it. It's a rather small drawing. Again, it's one of those things that a little planning might have helped. All right, let's try and get this name of the actual thing in here now. It's a peculiar L. There's thick and thin lines in these letters here, so I'm vaguely trying to capture that. Little tiny E. It's easy when you're studying and copying letters to suddenly realize that you left out one letter. It's like be like apocalypse. Yeah, I'm squeezing here. Squeezing it in. See how much room there is around the A, and how everything kind of got screwed up there. Oh well. It's something. It's easier to tell the model in the live session to not smile with their teeth. Same thing with hands, they can easily look like sausages. It's true. It's a very difficult business. Oh, I'm excited by this. This arrived last night. Fresh bottle of Yasutomo Sumi ink. So we're in business. Ah, it's so nice. My other bottle was old, or it was kind of right at the bottom, and the ink was really thick and gloppy. So that's a reminder to me next time to definitely shake the bottle on a regular basis. Keep all that good stuff flowing. All right. Let's go back and deal with this whole thing now. Okay, now let's get into some bit more diluted. I'm just trying to sort of look at how kind of the different tones. Stop blathering. Speak English. Come on, man. Yeah, was when was it that I did the, 2 days ago when I did the fireflies. That was a lot of work. I don't know if you saw that drawing that I did of the fireflies and the people walking around with their cell phones. And that was just layers upon layers of glazing of diluted ink wash. It was a lot of work. This is flatter and less demanding. But also this ink, the color, the intensity of the gray changes as it dries. So I'm trying to kind of err on the side of it not being too dark so that I can kind of come back in and put another glaze on it. This is actually the hardest part. When I could have done this, I could have just done the whole thing in a very dark color and then just used white ink or a white gel pen, but that would make it easy. And I'm bound to screw this up anyway, so I'll probably have to come back in and do that. All right, let's just let that sit for a minute, take a break. All right, I'm just going to let this sit for a minute. Just look away from it, come back to it. Renee is scared to color. Well, you've come to the right month because we're not really using color at all this month. So, yeah. Ryan's also drawing with Sumi. Some people complain about the Sumi ink odor, but they are just Karens. Well, my Sumi ink doesn't smell. Does it? Is my nose black? Yeah, mine doesn't smell. Somebody was saying the other day that was maybe because they're not vegan and they use animal glue as a binder. I don't know. But yours is made of pine, so that might be it. Are there other alternative inks that are waterproof? Well, India ink. India ink is waterproof. Sumi ink is reasonably waterproof, but I mean the obvious one is India ink. But India ink, you can't put it into a fountain pen because if you do, it's lacquer. has lacquer base, and it will gum up your innards, and you don't want that. But carbon ink for some reason doesn't. Maybe it's water-based when it's wet, I don't know. Gray optic pens. I'm not sure what optic pens are. Yeah, Kathy says hers doesn't smell either. Yeah. There's also this, which is Sumi ink in solid form. Quite beautiful. Just kind of rub it, get some ink out of it. I don't know what it's bound with. All right, let's have a look at this. It looks okay. It looks like something from high school now. I mean, that's in part because this is the kind of crazy drawing that it is. But it's okay. I'm going to try and clean these up a bit. Right, that helped a little bit. What about this guy's eyes? Or are they better because they're dead looking, because they're zombies? See, now you can see that it's gotten darker. What about this? This area kind of looks the same as the other areas, so it needs to get darkened up. See, this is good contrast here. You can make it even a bit more. So I think there's some kind of dots of elements in this sauce. Put in a few of those. This is a little dark here. At least it looks dark on camera. I think this camera is making things look darker than they really are. That's a bit better. Yeah. It's okay. I wish as I said repeatedly now, I wish I'd been more careful with my proportions. I could have had a bit more room to work in, but it's all right. Is it the best interpretation of Inferno? It's a little odd. But it's the first thing that popped in my mind. And as I've said before, sometimes the first thing that pops in my mind is a really good idea. Sometimes it's not a good idea at all, and I need to keep thinking. But at least it wasn't the obvious thing, which is like to draw a volcano or something. I pushed past that obvious thing, and I got to draw a bottle. But I'm also thinking that maybe if I'd done like a more classic, maybe I should have done Tabasco. Now I'm filled with deep, painful regret. But such is life. And that's why we'll have the chance to get together tomorrow and lick our wounds and move on to puzzling. God, I really am not a super fan of these prompts. Puzzling? What do you think? Puzzling. Puzzling. Somebody scratching their chin? That would be interesting to draw. Puzzling. What do you got? A puzzle? Puzzling. A mystery? Sherlock Holmes. Puzzling. What else? Puzzling. Mystery, an enigma. Symbol for autism. I'm not sure what is. Puzzling is? I don't know. Something after Escher. Oh man, that's painful. Can you imagine trying to copy an Escher drawing? Oh, God. The staircases or the hand drawing the hand? What else is there? Escher, there's like he has that incredible one of like the leaves on a puddle reflecting the trees. Oh man, it can take me through all of November. Jigsaw. Yeah. I keep thinking like, what would be a cool drawing? What would be a cool drawing? So Jigsaw, you'd have to draw the stuff on the drawing. So you'd have to do a drawing of the art for the jigsaw and then make it a jigsaw. Maybe. What else? What else can you think of that would be cool? Puzzling. It is puzzling. Perfect match, like two puzzle pieces. So just two puzzle pieces on a page. A perfect match. It's puzzle related because they're, yeah. Oh, the autism symbol is a puzzle piece. I see. Escher, take a full day. Well, it's Sunday, so I was planning to just be hungover and then, watch TV or something. A face divided into 12 to 20 pieces with 1 or 2 pieces floating outside. I'll do it if you do it first. What do you think? What about the Minotaur in the Labyrinth, Greek mythology? A Minotaur could be interesting. A Minotaur. Would you feel that was puzzling? Like if I showed you a Minotaur, would you go, puzzling? Maybe. I mean, I certainly think the idea of drawing a Minotaur could be cool. Like a big bull man with huge muscles. The puzzle in the newspaper, like a jigsaw puzzle. Rachel's also saying a labyrinth. Confusing. Pictures of what do you see first? Kathy's not a fan of puzzle pieces. All right, calm down now. Don't start fighting with each other. Just wait until we get to lesson. That's puzzling. Shel Silverstein piece. Missing piece. What is that? I don't know. A crossword with funny words written in. Chance to use lettering. Yeah, I haven't really done much lettering, and I do like doing lettering. I saw that one person is just like writing the prompt. They're just doing kind of like a sort of pretty good calligraphy of the word. I mean, and it takes like 3 minutes. So I'm not sure what they're getting out of that, but yeah. Confusing traffic or direction signals, directional signs. Yeah, like going to the airport. It's like, that could be interesting. Hampton Court Maze. Puzzling evidence, talking heads. The thinker. Also confusing parking. Labyrinth is not a puzzle, it has a route through it. A maze is a puzzle. A labyrinth isn't a puzzle? What is it? It's just like a higgledy-piggledy thing, but there's only one way of going? I didn't know that. Many little drawings of perfect matches, like Brad and butter. So like Brad Pitt covered with butter. That's your fantasy, man. Leave me out of this. Shel Silverstein book, The Missing Piece. Okay. So far I'm sort of liking the Minotaur, although Kate is raining on my parade and saying it's not a Minotaur, it's not a labyrinth, it's not a puzzling thing. To be seen as something that's puzzling, something that makes you shake your head that doesn't make sense. There's a lot of things in the world today that I feel that way about. Labyrinth is a walking meditation. Yeah, but what about when Jason goes to the labyrinth where the Minotaur is? Is that just a walking meditation? I don't know. Michelle says, you say labyrinth, I say maze. Do I have ink on my face? Or is that a shadow? I think it is ink. It's like I have an ink mustache. That's puzzling. A lot of inputs here. It's true. The more inputs I'm getting, the more puzzled I'm going to get. Well, thank you all for your ideas. I think they need to sit in my head for a while. We'll see what pops out. So, find out tomorrow. I'll see you then, and we'll hang out. We'll figure out what we're going to do. Right now, it's a bit puzzling. This entire list of prompts is pretty puzzling sometimes, I gotta say. Puzzling. Puzzling. There's a good idea in there somewhere. Minotaur, that's a puzzle, right? Yeah. Could do the Riddler. The Riddler from Batman. A bunch of big question marks all around it, or make a short comic strip with different panels and dialogue. I like the way Ryan thinks. It could be a comic strip. That's interesting. Thinking about a puzzle. Up and Away is out of here. And I think we'll follow their example. I'll see you tomorrow. Keep thinking puzzling. Ryan, thanks for your input too. As Kathy says, it is fun to puzzle through it. Bye-bye.